Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this right now, maybe you're out for a walk.
We're commuting to work.
Right. Or maybe you're just sitting at your desk looking for a spark of inspiration. Wherever you are, we are just really glad you're here.
Absolutely. Take a breath, settle in.
Exactly. Just settle in. Because today we have a mission that feels, well, it feels incredibly relevant to almost everyone. We are looking at how to change your life for good.
It's a big promise.
It is a big promise,
Right.
but the source material we're using to explore this today is it's quite unique.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very short, highly impactful document. And it was actually originally designed as a slow English conversation.
Which I love.
Right. What's remarkable about it is how it proves that you don't need, academic jargon or overly complicated language to express really deep, life-changing concepts.
You really don't.
The core ideas here are rooted in human psychology, habit formation, personal growth, all of it.
And because the original source was written for English learners, we're really honoring that spirit today.
Keeping it accessible.
Exactly. We're going to keep our vocabulary accessible and our pace comfortable, but, don't let the simple language fool you.
Oh, no. The concepts we're unpacking are profound.
Very profound. We're going to explore the silent signs of feeling stuck.
The paralyzing nature of fear.
The incredible power of just tiny habits.
And why the physical and digital space around you
Yeah.
dictates your success.
Yes. So it's really a journey from understanding why we freeze to learning how to actually move forward.
And it's not just about learning a language, although, the principles apply perfectly to that.
Perfectly.
It's really about reshaping your daily reality, step by messy step.
Step by messy step. I love that. So let's just start right where the source begins.
With a quiet question.
The quiet question. The text describes a scenario that I think it just hits home for a lot of people.
Oh, definitely.
You ask yourself, is this the life I want? But it doesn't happen during a massive crisis. The text describes a state where nothing is terribly wrong.
Right. Nothing's on fire.
Right. But nothing feels exciting either. It's just the feeling of repeating the same routine every single day and slowly realizing you're stuck.
The use of the word quiet there is very intentional.
Because it's easy to miss.
Exactly. Think about it. A loud question is something like, how do I pay this unexpected medical bill?
Or what do I do now that my car is completely broken down?
Right. Those loud questions trigger an immediate adrenaline response.
You have to solve them right now.
You have no choice. But a quiet question is insidious. It whispers.
It really does whisper.
You might hear it while you're, folding laundry.
Or staring out the window on the train.
Or right before you fall asleep. Is this the life I want?
Wow.
And because it's quiet, it is incredibly easy to ignore.
You can just turn up the volume on the television to drown it out. The source really captures that mundane, everyday nature of stagnation. We're conditioned by movies to think that hitting rock bottom requires a dramatic collapse.
Right, like losing everything in a rainstorm.
Standing in the rain, yelling at the sky. But often, being stuck is just an absence of joy.
Just going through the motions.
Yeah. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, you scroll on your phone, you sleep.
You're surviving.
You're surviving, but the color has sort of drained out of everything.
And there's a biological reason for this, which psychology often refers to as the comfortable trap.
The comfortable trap. Tell me more about that.
Well, our brains are evolutionary marvels, right?
Mhm.
But their primary goal is efficiency.
Conserving energy.
Yes. Thinking hard, making new decisions, navigating unfamiliar situations, it all burns a massive amount of glucose.
It takes physical energy.
It really does. So your brain loves predictable routines. If you do the exact same thing every day, your brain can just run on autopilot.
Which feels safe.
It feels very safe and efficient. But the psychological cost of that extreme efficiency is that exact feeling of being trapped.
It makes me think of walking on a treadmill.
Oh, that's a perfect analogy.
Right, because I'm moving my legs, I'm burning energy, I might even be sweating and feeling completely exhausted by the end of the day.
But you're staring at the exact same wall.
The exact same wall. I never actually arrive anywhere new. The scenery never changes.
So there's this illusion of forward motion.
Because I'm busy.
But you're actually completely stationary.
Yeah.
The treadmill is a great visual for the modern routine. You're expending effort just to maintain your current position.
Just to not fall off.
Exactly. And this brings up something for you, the listener, to consider right now.
Yeah, think about your last week.
Did you hear that quiet question?
Did you have a moment of pause where you realized you were just walking on the treadmill?
Because acknowledging that whisper, rather than, turning on a distraction to ignore it,
Yeah.
is the absolute required first step for any real growth.
You have to hear the question first.
You have to hear it.
But acknowledging it brings us to a really frustrating roadblock.
It does.
Because if we hear the question and we realize we're on the treadmill and we don't like the feeling,
Why don't we just step off?
why don't we just step off? The source text asks exactly this. Why do we stay stuck?
And he gives two main answers.
Right. Fear, specifically the fear of failure and habits.
Habits which it notes feel safe, even when they aren't helping us grow.
I want to focus on the fear part first because the text highlights a fascinating contradiction here.
Even good change feels scary.
Even good change. Think about how strange that is. We're not talking about jumping out of an airplane.
No.
We're talking about wanting to get healthier or wanting to become fluent in English.
Or wanting to read more books.
Right. These are universally positive desires. So why on earth does the brain register them as threats?
I think it comes down to the unknown.
The unknown.
Good change is still change.
Hmm.
And change means giving up what is familiar.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, if I want to learn a new language, I have to accept that I'm going to sound foolish for a while.
You are going to make embarrassing grammar mistakes.
Exactly. I have to step out of the identity of a competent adult and become a clumsy beginner again.
And that's terrifying.
It's loss aversion. You are losing your current comfort. From an evolutionary standpoint, the unknown is always dangerous.
Right, because even if your current situation is boring,
Or unfulfilling.
your brain knows one vital fact.
We survived yesterday by doing this exact routine.
Yes, we didn't die yesterday, so let's just do that again.
The primitive part of your brain looks at a new goal, like learning a language, and says, why risk it?
We are safe right now.
If we try something new, we might fail.
We might look weak.
We might be rejected by our peers.
So the fear of the unknown acts as an invisible electric fence keeping you inside that comfortable trap.
That's exactly it, an invisible electric fence. And the source points out how our habits act as the bricks building that trap.
Building the walls.
It says, habits feel safe, even when they don't help us grow.
We have this tendency to categorize habits into strictly good or bad.
Right, black and white.
We know smoking is a bad habit. We know exercising is a good habit.
But the text introduces this murky middle ground.
The middle ground habits.
These are arguably more dangerous to your potential than the obviously bad ones,
Really? Why is that?
because they don't set off any alarm bells. I call these numbing behaviors.
Numbing behaviors. Give me an example.
It's spending 3 hours a night scrolling through short videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's watching a sitcom you've already seen 5 times.
Guilty.
Or chronically refreshing your email when you don't even need to.
Just refreshing for the sake of it.
Exactly. None of these things are inherently evil.
Right.
They won't destroy your life overnight,
Yeah.
but they are safe. They require zero vulnerability.
And they quietly consume the exact hours and energy you need to step off the treadmill?
Yes. They are silent dream killers.
Silent dream killers. You don't fail spectacularly.
You just sort of fade away comfortably.
Wow. Okay, so if big, sweeping changes only trigger our brain's panic button, we're left with a dilemma.
A huge dilemma.
We want to change, but our fear of failure stops us. We're numbing ourselves. So how do we bypass that fear?
The source offers a brilliantly sneaky solution.
Sneaky is good.
We have to shrink the change.
Shrink the change. The text is very explicit about this. Real change starts very small.
Very small. It gives examples like practicing English for just 5 minutes a day.
Or waking up 10 minutes earlier.
And it shares a specific anecdote that I love about a person who felt entirely stuck in life.
Yeah, tell that story.
They didn't book a silent retreat or overhaul their entire diet.
No grand gesture.
None. They just started making their bed every morning.
That was it.
That was it. The goal was simply to get a small win.
A small win.
And the text notes that this tiny action created momentum.
Which eventually led to adding short walks.
And then journaling.
Let's really break down why that making the bed story is so powerful.
Let's do it.
Because it's honestly not about the bed at all.
No,
A made bed doesn't change your life.
not fundamentally.
What changes your life is the mechanics of a small win.
Right.
When you're stuck, your self-trust is usually at rock bottom.
You've probably made big promises to yourself before.
Like, I'm going to study for 2 hours every single day.
And you broke them.
Every broken promise damages your identity.
It proves to your brain that you aren't reliable.
Exactly. So making your bed is an action that takes, what, 60 seconds?
Almost too easy.
But by doing it, you prove to yourself that you can make a promise and actually keep it.
You're rebuilding the foundation of your identity.
Brick by tiny brick.
You're proving you are a person who follows through. And neurologically, this is profound.
How so?
Every time you complete a task, even a microscopic one, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine.
Dopamine, the reward chemical.
Yeah, it's a neurotransmitter linked to motivation and reward. When you get that small hit from making the bed, your brain literally says, well, that felt good. What else can we do?
That is the chemical basis of momentum.
Exactly. Momentum. Once a heavy object starts rolling, it takes a lot less effort to keep it rolling than it did to push it from a dead stop.
Right. So, by shrinking the habit down to just 5 minutes of English practice, you bypass the brain's fear response entirely.
Amygdala.
The threat detector. It doesn't panic at 5 minutes.
It says 5 minutes. That's not dangerous.
We won't look like a total fool in 5 minutes.
We can handle 5 minutes. You slip right past the guards.
I think we all have examples of getting this wrong, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can give a personal example of getting this completely wrong.
Please do.
Years ago, I decided I was going to learn conversational French before a trip.
Okay, noble goal.
I told myself I would study for 90 minutes every single night after work.
90 minutes. After a full day of work?
Yep. The first 2 nights, I forced myself through it using pure willpower.
White knuckling it.
By the 3rd night, I was tired, I was frustrated by the grammar, and the thought of another 90 minutes felt like climbing a mountain.
So what happened?
I quit entirely.
Of course.
If I had just committed to 5 minutes of vocabulary a day, I would have maintained the momentum.
That's the domino effect the source is illustrating.
Yes.
Making the bed is that first tiny piece falling,
It gives you a little hit of dopamine.
which knocks into the next action.
Suddenly, taking a 10-minute walk doesn't feel impossible.
And then the walk clears your head, so you sit down with a journal.
One incredibly small, non-threatening habit opens the door to an entire lifestyle shift.
So we should definitely ask you, the listener, right now.
What is your 5-minute action?
We mean today. What is the absolute smallest step you can take today that guarantees a win?
Maybe it's listening to one short podcast in English.
Or reading one page of a book.
Maybe it's writing down just 2 new vocabulary words.
Don't aim for a mountain.
Pick a pebble.
Pick a pebble. Guarantee the win.
And once you secure that win, the source introduces another crucial element.
The internal dialogue.
Yes, the dialogue running in the background while you do this.
The text argues that thoughts are powerful tools that actively wire the brain.
It provides a very stark contrast.
Saying I can't change versus saying I'm learning to change.
The source states that saying I can't makes the brain believe it.
While saying I'm learning to makes the brain look for solutions.
This is a perfect introduction to the concept of neuroplasticity, explained in just everyday terms.
Right. Your brain physically changes based on the thoughts you repeat.
The phrase "your brain looks for solutions" refers to a filtering system in the brain called the reticular activating system,
The RAS.
the RAS. You can think of it like the algorithm on your social media feed.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
If you constantly click on videos of cats, the algorithm feeds you more cats.
It gives you what you ask for.
If you constantly tell your brain, I can't learn English, it's too hard.
Your brain's filter will actively seek out evidence to prove you right.
Exactly. It will highlight every single time you stumble on a word.
And it will completely ignore every time you actually understand a sentence.
It's like you're typing a prompt into a search engine.
If you type reasons I am stuck, you get millions of results.
But this linguistic shift the text suggests is brilliant.
Changing from I can't to I'm learning to.
It's the shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
I can't is a closed door.
It suggests your abilities are set in stone and cannot be improved.
While I'm learning to is an open door.
It's a process state.
And it removes the heavy burden of having to be perfect right now.
That distinction is massive, especially for anyone listening to this who is learning a language.
It changes everything. Saying I don't understand native speakers feels heavy and defeatist.
But saying I am learning to understand native speakers feels light.
It implies motion.
You don't even have to believe you're good at it yet.
You just have to acknowledge you are in the process.
It's a trick to keep the brain engaged rather than shutting down completely.
However, the text also offers a vital warning here.
Yes, the environment factor.
You can have the best internal dialogue in the world, and you can practice your 5-minute habits diligently.
But if the world around you is constantly fighting against you, you will eventually exhaust yourself.
Which brings us to the metaphor of the negative soil.
I find this metaphor so vivid and really relieving, actually.
Me too. The text states, environment is important. You cannot grow in negative soil.
Imagine holding a perfect, healthy seed.
Okay, got it.
That seed represents your new 5-minute habit.
Beautiful.
If you plant that seed in toxic dirt that has no nutrients, no water, and no sunlight,
The seed will die.
but is it the seed's fault?
No.
Was the seed lazy or undisciplined?
Of course not. The environment made growth impossible.
But we often blame our own willpower when we fail to change.
We think, I just wasn't strong enough.
But willpower is a finite resource,
Like a battery.
exactly like a battery that drains throughout the day. If you are constantly fighting your environment to maintain a habit, your battery will die.
So the source tells us to surround ourselves with supportive people and helpful content.
Let's look at what actually constitutes soil in our modern lives.
It's the physical space, sure.
But more importantly, it's the digital space.
The digital space is huge. The content you consume is your soil.
Think about your social media feeds. If they are full of outrage, negativity, and people just constantly complaining.
That is toxic soil.
But if you're listening to audio that encourages growth or reading articles that challenge you in a positive way,
You are actively fertilizing your environment.
the source gives a very pointed, highly practical example of managing this digital soil.
Even turning off notifications can help.
This touches on the concept of friction.
Friction. Explain that.
Well, a notification on your phone is essentially an artificial emergency designed to steal your attention.
It demands that you look at it right now.
Right, so every time your phone buzzes while you're trying to study English, it breaks your focus.
And then you have to burn your willpower battery to ignore the phone and return to your study.
And we just established that willpower runs out.
It runs out fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So turning off notifications is a way of designing your environment so that doing the right thing requires zero willpower.
A phone that doesn't buzz doesn't need to be ignored,
You are lowering the friction for your good habits.
and increasing the friction for your distractions.
So to you listening right now, do a quick audit of your soil today.
Who are the 5 people you interact with the most?
Are they supportive, or do they mock your attempts to grow?
And look at the home screen of your phone.
Is it full of apps designed to numb you and waste your time?
Or tools that help you build your small wins.
You have the power to weed your garden.
Unfollow the negative accounts.
Move the distracting apps off your home screen.
It makes such a difference. And once you've secured your soil and picked your small habit, you face the final psychological hurdle.
The big one. And the text tackles this head on.
It's the illusion of feeling ready.
The source states, many wait to feel ready, but confidence comes after action.
Start small, start messy, start today.
Start messy. I want to put that on a t-shirt.
Me too. It is the ultimate antidote to perfectionism.
We have this culturally ingrained idea that perfectionism is a good trait.
That it means we have high standards.
But usually, perfectionism is just fear wearing a professional disguise.
That is perfectly said. It's the fear of failure saying, don't try this until you have the perfect notebook
And the perfect app.
and the perfect study plan.
Because if you wait for perfection, you never have to face the vulnerability of actually doing it.
It keeps you safe.
The text points out a massive flaw in how most people view the timeline of success.
People believe the formula is, first, I build up my confidence.
And then I take action.
They wait and wait for a magical surge of bravery.
But the reality is entirely backward.
The true sequence is, action creates momentum.
And momentum creates confidence.
You can't think your way into feeling confident.
You have to act your way into it.
You will never feel fully ready for anything that matters.
This is why the source emphasizes starting today, rather than next month or next year.
Think about the phenomenon of New Year's resolutions.
Why do millions of people wait until January 1st to begin a new habit?
Because picking a date in the distant future gives you the emotional relief of making a plan.
Without requiring the immediate discomfort of taking action right now.
It's just a delay tactic,
Today is the only timeline that actually exists.
which means your start is going to look unpolished.
It has to be. If you decide to speak English today, you will stumble over your words.
You will use the wrong verb tense.
It will be messy.
But a messy, imperfect action taken today is infinitely more valuable than a perfect plan scheduled for tomorrow.
Let's kind of synthesize all these concepts together.
Yeah, let's bring it all home.
We're looking at a complete framework for behavioral change hidden inside simple vocabulary.
It starts with recognizing the comfortable trap and listening to that quiet question,
It requires acknowledging that your fear of the unknown is totally normal.
but choosing not to let it dictate your actions.
It involves shrinking your ambition down to a ridiculously small 5-minute habit.
To secure a win and build trust with yourself.
And while you're taking those small actions, you actively reshape your internal dialogue
You abandon the fixed state of I can't,
and embrace the process state of I am learning to.
allowing your brain to search for actual solutions.
You audit your environment, turning off notifications, and curating the content you consume.
So your habits have positive soil to grow in.
And finally, you reject the myth of feeling ready.
You start messy, and you start today.
The overarching theme here is patience and self-compassion.
The source closes by reminding us that lasting change doesn't happen overnight.
It is a slow accumulation of small decisions.
You aren't trying to transform into a completely different human being by next week.
You're just trying to lay one small brick today.
It's been incredibly eye-opening to see how much depth can be conveyed without needing complex language.
It really proves that the barrier to profound personal growth isn't a lack of vocabulary.
No, it's a lack of application. Exactly.
We really want to thank you, listening right now, for taking this time out of your day to explore these ideas with us.
And I'd like to leave you with one final thought to mull over as you go about the rest of your day.
Let's hear it.
If it's true that confidence is the reward you get only after you take action,
Which we know it is.
then feeling afraid, feeling unprepared, and feeling like things are entirely messy right now isn't a signal that you should stop or delay.
Wow.
Feeling scared is the exact empirical proof that you are finally standing at the starting line.
Fear isn't the roadblock. It's the green light.
It's the green light.
So the only question left to answer is, what small, messy action are you going to take the moment this audio ends?
Keep learning, keep pushing forward, and embrace the mess today.
Until next time.
Take care.